My name is Robert. This is Patriot Outdoors, and thank you for stopping by. In today's video, we are going to talk about the Walther PPS M2. That's right, it's another Walther, and I believe with this handgun, they may have redeemed themselves in my faith, my views of them. Before I do begin, I would like to say that I am not sponsored by anybody. However, if you would like to sponsor me, I sure would appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and get started with the Walther PPS M2. As you can see, the weapon is clear. The magazine is clear. And like I said, this one has a much better, right there, much better trigger than the Walther P99Q had. I listened to a lot of you in the comments who said I just happen to have the wrong one. I need to give Walther another try, so I did it. And not only did that feel so good to me when I was checking it out at the shop, I thought about borrowing one or seeing if I can find one. I decided to go ahead and buy one. One, because as most of you know who have been following me for a while, I've been looking for a 9mm. This one, it is a 9mm, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on a 9mm. Not only because it did have such a great trigger, but it is a Walther. I mean, you gotta love that, right? Plus, it has a real nice, thin grip, great for concealment. This is a single stack. This happens to be the law enforcement issued model, which I was able to get due to being retired military. I just had to show my DD-214. I was honorably discharged, and I was able to get the law enforcement model, if you will. Now, a law enforcement model comes with upgraded sights. These sights really stand out, really great. And it comes with 3 magazines. It has an 8-round, a 7-round, and a 6-round magazine. I'm going to fire the 6-round, but honestly, this one's just going to end up in the gun closet in the box that the gun came in, and it's probably just going to rest there for the rest of its life until I either decide I want to trade it or sell it and get something different. Now, PPS, I had looked it up to see, I was kind of curious, stands for Polizei Pistol Schmal, which is German, because of course Walther is from German. Polizei, anybody who's spent any time over in Germany knows that's the police pistol small, because it does have a small print, if you will, whenever you're wearing it. It shouldn't be printing at all, I guess, if you're concealed carrying, but it doesn't take up a lot of real estate when you're carrying it. Unlike, I also brought out my Smith & Wesson M&P 40. My M&P 40, much larger, much, you know, it's more of a winter carry gun. This little PPS would be more like my M&P 45 Shield Performance Center, which I love that pistol too. It has about this, almost exactly the same. In fact, towards the end of this video, I might go into my little room and pull it out and compare the two side by side for you. I've already done that for myself, and I can tell you they are pretty comparable. When you look at the size, the width, the size, everything, they're right there on top of each other. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited. I haven't put any rounds through this thing yet. Let's see how it does. Wow, first impression of the PPS. Wow, it was right on. It hit good. I haven't tried to do any speed shooting yet with it, see how the trigger is, but I am really impressed with it already. It did really good. Those moving targets, man, I gotta get better at that. I try to catch it at the natural pause, but I've got to, you know, maybe take some classes on how to shoot that. It's never a bad idea to take a few classes, right? So that may be what I end up doing, is taking a few classes on that. Let's see some more of what this Walther can do. So again, the Walther PPS M2, wow, what a great weapon. PPS first started in 2007. Again, it was made for Germany. It was mostly a law enforcement weapon, kind of like the M&Ps and all that from Smith & Wesson, right? It was 2016 when it came out with the M2, and 2018 is when they went to only 9mm. This did used to come in a 40. There's not much I love 40, but I was kind of looking for a 9mm. I've never owned one, figured why not, might as well get one, right? Well, I gotta tell you, I'm glad I got this little gun. Walther's definitely redeemed themselves with me. I might take a look at a PDP next, some other weapons like that, but wow, what a lot of fun. Let's get out here and shoot it some more. All right, so we're back in my room now, and I can tell you guys that the Walther PPS M2 has definitely impressed me. It has impressed me. I will look at more Walthers. I was a no way Walther after that P99Q, but quite a few of you told me, hey, you've got the wrong one. That one has the worst trigger of almost any gun out there. So I took the time, I listened to you, so I appreciate those comments, and I took the time, I started looking at some more Walthers, and I did see this one at a gun shop, same gun shop I usually go to, and at the price, I was looking at a used Smith & Wesson XD40. For just a couple of dollars more, I was able to get this brand new Walther PPS M2 law enforcement, yeah, for just a couple of dollars more. So I went ahead and went with it. Besides, I was looking at a 9mm. Honestly, that's why I was looking at the XD40, because I'd done some research on it and saw that if you change out the barrel and the magazines on that model, then it can also be a 9mm. And I thought, what a great way to compromise. It's a 40 and a 9. However, I'm glad I didn't do that because this PPS is really, really impressive. Good job, Walther. I have to make a public apology to Walther because I did not at all care too much for your product before, but this little pistol here has definitely changed my mind, and thank you to everybody out there with your comments. I do read them every day, and you guys helped me to find a much better Walther than that P99Q. Now, as I was saying, here I have my Walther PPS, which is Polizei Pistol Schmal. In German is police pistol, small, compact. And then here's my M&P Shield 45. You can see both guns are empty. Performance Center. And this does have the upgraded trigger and the upgraded sights, but I have to tell you with the law enforcement model, we're gonna compare the two now. Both magazines are empty, both pistols are empty. So let's start comparing these two models. Now on first inspection, they come out pretty even. If you look and see right there, they're right on top of each other. That is even. Here, looks like the Smith is a little bit longer in the grip, almost exactly the same as far as the length, the barrel length, and a little bit, almost exactly the same on the trigger too. The only difference, like I said, is really the grip, and the Walther has a little bit bigger trigger guard than the M&P. But other than that, they both are single stack, 7 round and 8 round. That's the difference, 9mm 45. Now, as you can see, I did put my hoe grip on my M&P. I won't be doing that with the Walther. For one, I think the grip was good the way it was. It had just enough texture that I could hang on to it even with sweaty hands, but not so much that it was hurting me, hurting my palm of my hand, or when I was carrying this and it was rubbing up against my fat gut, it was hurting. It was rubbing me raw. So I went ahead and put that on, and it did make that grip a little bit fatter, a little bit nicer to grip. But that's not how the gun came, of course. Now let's take a look at these triggers. First, we'll take a look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 45 Shield Performance Center. And, I mean, boom, you're right on that wall. Boom, you're over the wall. Right there, and again. The 9mm MMP, I mean, not MMP, PPS, PPS. Maybe a little bit longer on the reset. Definitely. A little bit longer on the reset. So I have to give that to the M&P Shield Performance Center. That reset is much, much quicker. Yeah, it is. Not by, I said much, not by much, but it is definitely a shorter reset than what the PPS has. Let's take a look at the trigger weights of these two. I do have a handy dandy little scale here for trigger. All right, Walther PPS M2 trigger, all the way out, is got 3.3 ounces and 3.11 ounces. Let's try it again. Make sure we get it right. .5. One more, and then we'll be able to say, okay, it's right around 3.5. Ooh, that one wasn't done right. .1. So I'm going to say the average here is going to be about 3.5 pounds for the trigger. M&P Shield 45 Performance Center, 3.4. That one didn't register for some reason. That's weird. 2.2. 2.1. 2.1. 2.0. 2.9. 3.3. What the hell's going on here? 3.3. 3.7. All right, so I didn't get a whole lot of consecutive really on the Walther. So I'm going to say 3 pounds to 3.5 on the Walther, and the M&P Shield is right around 2 to 2.5. So there's about a pound of difference in the trigger pull. Yeah, definitely a pretty good difference. These are going to make 2 great carry conceal. I don't know why would someone need 2 carry conceals? Because I live in America and we have the Second Amendment, that's why. So these are 2 of the beginning. I plan on having 4 or 5 eventually. Maybe even a winter conceal, which will be a full size. I was thinking that M&P 40 would be good, but that is an outdated M&P 40. I did get a Viper red dot to put on here, but I have to be honest, it sticks out a little bit on both sides. It's a little bit wider than the slide, and I don't want that sticking out to where when I'm trying to pull it or whatever, it can get caught on stuff. So I'm going to look at something else to put that sight on. These sights are working good. It is sighted in for me now, so these sights are doing real good. Again, if you're enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, ring my bell. Please, 96% of you guys are not subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe. One-time deal only. Free today. Free every day, actually. Go ahead and subscribe. I do try to put out one video a week. It doesn't always work out, but I do try. If you have any idea of anything else that you would like to see on this channel, please let me know. I'm getting to the point to where I'm about ready to try some different stuff that I've never tried before. I am definitely a fan of Walther now. I'm still a Smith guy, but Walthers are definitely good. And this is my first ever 9mm. Back in the day I said I would never get a 9mm. Guess I'm getting older and wiser maybe, huh? This 9mm is definitely a fun gun to shoot. Very accurate, as you can see by those videos. I just need to practice and train with it. Awesome stuff. Good stuff. Good day at the range, as always. Again, my name is Robert. This is Patriot Outdoors. Thank you for stopping by, and y'all be safe and God bless.